If you live on planet Earth, you've probably heard of Charli D'Amelio, the TikTok sensation. From her insane rise to fame, her scandals, to her eventual downfall, the internet has seen it all. But what really happened to Charli? And what's she doing these days? Let's talk about it. If you haven't heard of Charli D'Amelio, you must live under a rock. She's literally one of the most famous people on the internet. But where did all of this start? And how did Charli become so huge? Charli Grace D'Amelio is an American social media personality. She grew up in Norwalk, Connecticut with her parents and her sister, Dixie D'Amelio. She started off as a competitive dancer from a very young age and was part of Dance Moms back in 2012. D'Amelio began her social media career in 2019 when she began posting dancing videos on TikTok. And the internet exploded! Yep, her often simple dance routines got her millions of views and followers. We've all seen the TikTok of Charli's renegade routine, right? Yeah, that got 96 billion views. The internet ate up all her content. And in March 2020, she became the most followed person on TikTok, with over 90 million followers. She was just 16 at the time. Sounds crazy, right? The numbers are seriously hard to believe. Obviously, along with internet fame came a lot of super cool opportunities, which made her an even bigger internet personality. Charli was the first ever TikTok star to appear in a Super Bowl commercial. She also joined the Hype House in 2020, which made her stardom explode even more. But we've all heard the phrase, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. It hasn't always been smooth sailing for D'Amelio. Let's talk about some of her scandals. In late 2020, the queen bee of TikTok began losing followers at an alarming rate. The reason? A snail. Yep, a snail caused both Charli and Dixie to lose over 1 million combined followers. In November, the D'Amelios posted a YouTube video as the first episode of their web series, Dinner with the D'Amelios. In the video, the family shared a multi-course meal with controversial YouTube star and friend to the sisters, James Charles. But something about the video itself left a bad taste in many fans' mouths. Both the sisters received backlash for being rude and disrespectful to their private chef, Erin May, who prepared and served them an insanely fancy meal. From the get-go, Charli came off as snobbish when she started making faces instead of paying attention to the chef's presentation. Dixie definitely stole the show, though, when she dramatically spit back a snail, a classic part of paella, and then ran off to throw up, all in front of May. But Charli got her own fair share of hate when she asked for dino nuggets, also in front of the chef. Fans cringed at how spoiled and rude she was acting, and D'Amelio began hemorrhaging followers. Both Charli and Dixie tried to salvage the situation by posting videos addressing it, but the damage was done. But this isn't the only time Charli has been caught up in a scandal. Her fans have become totally divided on some of her content and decisions. For instance, she received a bunch of hate for misappropriating dances from Black creators. The 18-year-old has been accused of stealing dance routines that made her famous from smaller Black creators on TikTok. In June 2021, Charli was put on blast for never giving credit to the original creators of her dance videos on TikTok. Co-host Sunny Hostin said, "We're seeing it big time now on TikTok with Black creators. They create these incredible dances that go viral, and then you see white teenage women sort of misappropriate that content and make millions of dollars off of it." The prime example is Charli D'Amelio, who stole a lot of dance moves. She also reminded fans that D'Amelio got to appear on The Tonight Show and perform some of the dances, but neither she nor Jimmy Fallon gave credit to the actual creators. And this isn't even the first time she's been called out for misappropriating dance routines. Charli was also called out for not coming up with the Renegade, one of her most viewed videos on TikTok. The original creator of the dance, Jalea Harmon, was never given credit until everybody started criticizing D'Amelio. Come on, girl, you can do better than that. Many people are also criticizing the TikTok star for not being a good role model and setting bad examples for her followers. I mean, who parties and travels during a global pandemic? Yep, Charli traveled to the Bahamas with some of her TikTok friends during the COVID-19 pandemic. Obviously, travel was a big no-no for everyone during those days. But what makes matters worse is that Charli and her friends were coming from LA, which had strict stay-at-home orders at that point because of how fast the cases were increasing. Yikes! That's not a good look on anyone, let alone a celebrity looked up to by millions, especially younger audiences. Everyone was seriously pissed about the incident because Charli and her gang put other people at risk. A lot of people also noticed how no one posted anything about their travels on social media, making it seem like they were hiding something. The timing of the whole thing was seriously off, because just a few days before the news broke, Charli took to Instagram Live to preach the importance of staying home to keep others safe. Fans attacked her for being a hypocrite, and rightfully so. The trip would have waited, Charli. I understand that it must be tough to maintain your public image in front of millions of people, especially when you're so young, and when you're constantly being compared to other people. Yeah, fans love comparing Charli to other creators and influencers, and the 18-year-old also has a fair share of online feuds to her name. The D'Amelio sisters are constantly compared to Addison Rae, another TikTok queen. But things went downhill between them when some of Rae's old TikTok activity was revealed and showed her liking hate comments and mean posts about Charli. Dixie came to her sister's defense and tweeted the jealousy, "Oh my God!" Rae quickly apologized for liking the hate comments, which seemed to have happened before the two met. It looked like the girls patched things up, but it was enough to stir up some serious online gossip. Another person who faced the D'Amelio sisters' wrath was TikToker Keo Sear, after he tweeted his excitement over having drama to discuss on his live stream. Dixie apparently didn't like this much and replied, "Imagine minding your own business." Sear slapped back, basically telling Dixie that he didn't have a sister to rely on to make money off of like she did. Charli then joined the feud, saying on her podcast, "You might say my sister can clout chase me, but I mean, what have you been doing in the Sway House, boy?" The Sway House, by the way, is a Bel Air mansion full of young influencers where Sear previously lived. Yikes! The tea! It's scorching! I've talked a lot about all the scandals Charli got caught up in, but the drama hasn't slowed her career down. Here's what's next for Charli D'Amelio. If there's one thing the girl knows, it's how to get that bag. None of her controversies have had a serious impact on her ever-growing career, and we'll see a lot more of her in the coming days. Charli is going to be co-hosting Nickelodeon's Kids' Choice Awards, along with CBS Morning's co-host Nate Burleson, and she's looking forward to the Slimings. Not only that, but the D'Amelio family has also come up with their own footwear company, which will launch in May. Good on you, Charli! Well, there you have it. This was all the info we had on Charli D'Amelio. Hope you enjoyed it.